Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to talk about what I learned from having a business, or should I say a piece of a business. All I know is my respect for business owners grew tremendously after trying to run and launch a business. Here's everything I learned.
Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a camel. You don't really did know you.
Okay, so let me give you guys a little story. It's only right. So I started making junk cases in about May of 2024. It was just a hobby, something to do, bored in the house, nothing to do. So I'm like, why not? People was seeing it. You guys see I was posting videos. People was like, you should sell these. How much do these charge? Like, how much do you charge for these? And I wasn't selling it. And I'm a person that I like to put my best into something. And I'm also a person that believes that every hobby should not be monetized. Just because you can do something well does not mean that you should turn it into a source of income and a business. Because once you do that, it's a different ball game, right? And I knew that. I've always felt like that. Like, everything should not be turned into a business. Everything is not meant to be a business. But I'm a big believer that everything should not be monetized. So I was hesitant about it, and I was like talking to people and showing people, and it was just a hobby, something to keep my mind, you know, busy. And people was like, you should sell this. How much is it gonna charge? How much would you charge? So when I started thinking about it, I was like, I want to charge less than people that's already in the market. And I seen that people was charging $100, $80, $60. I'm like, I don't want to charge that. That's just too much, and it just doesn't feel right. One, because I'm not super passionate about it, and two, I just feel like that's ridiculous to pay for a phone case, right? Just my personal opinion. For me, that's how I felt. I'm not here to bash anybody's prices, their procedures, and question the cost or the labor that they put into something. That's not what I'm here to do. But I'm telling you guys from my perspective, I just didn't want to charge that much. So I'm like, the max I want to charge is like $30, right? So I still perfected my craft. I took some time, learned new techniques. I even did a video, everything you need to know about junk cases, because I was telling you guys how much materials cost and where to get them from. That video, people still comment on that video till this day. It's up on my channel. You guys should go check it out if you guys are interested. But I was like, okay, let me just keep perfecting my craft. And I see that a lot of people enjoyed that type of content on my channel. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to sell it. So at the beginning of 2025, you know, either January or February, I can't remember, I launched a business called A Junk Fiend. So like I said, I wasn't passionate about it. I didn't really put too much thought into it. Let me go see how much it is to make a website. So a website was approximately $35 a month, and that was like through Wix. So I learned that like when you want to get a website either through Wix or Shopify, you have to pay monthly. I thought like you would pay a one-time fee for your domain and that's it. No. When you are using Wix or Shopify, it's either $30 to $35 a month. I do think you could pay yearly, but that is a couple $100s. So I was just like, oh, that's an expense, right? My respect for business owners is going up and up and up. Why? Because I'm like, oh, they're paying for their website. Then, right, tariffs. A lot of my products came from overseas. So products and materials that I was getting for 50 cents, $1 was now $3, $4, $6, $7. It was way more expensive. So at that price, at that point, I'm realizing I cannot charge people $25, $30 for a case, and I spent $25, $30 on materials, because now I'm in red because I have to pay for a website, pay for materials, and my labor. So I'm realizing like, oh my God, this was the worst time to launch a business, right? But my respect goes to business owners because this is something that they think of on a daily without the tariffs, because they have to constantly think of that things just change, right? Their vendor may not be able to supply them no more. They have to buy a new vendor, right? And that's another thing too. When you're looking at vendors don't ship out merchandise that's under $150 or better. Sometimes they want you to spend in bulk. They may send you a sample, but when you want to order from them, you can't order $10 worth of merchandise. No, you have to order $150, $200, $300 worth of merchandise, and that's not including shipping, tariffs, import fees on top of that. So now I'm like, oh, I will never question a business owner's prices ever again. Because now I'm seeing, oh, people have to buy this in bulk. So if I did want to buy it in bulk, that's a fee. That goes back to now I can't charge $25 no more. I still have to charge you guys more, right? Keep that in mind. So I'm just like, whoa, this is like, then materials, shipping materials, packages, boxes, mailers, tape, the thermal printer to print out the labels. Yeah, you can go to the library and print out the labels, but that will get tiring and annoying. So of course you're gonna want a printer. That is like $50 to $60 beginner. That's the cheapest fee I've seen for the thermal printer that prints out the labels. That's another expense, right? Shipping was nuts, right? So now I did an order, I shipped it out. It was like $9, and that was like the basic rate, and it goes by weight. So now people bought 3, 4, 5 cases. That was gonna be even more. I wanted to offer free shipping. I realized I cannot do that, right? Like I said, I was quite unfamiliar with the entrepreneur side of things. I didn't have any passion for it. I never did. But my respect for entrepreneurs went up. And I think that a lot of times when you are a consumer, you don't really know what it goes into running a business and starting a business until you do it. And once I did it, I realized, oh, it's a lot. It's more than just, oh my God, a lot of people like, these people are just trying to fund their lifestyles. I mean, duh. Why wouldn't they? But when people are charging double for stuff, it's not because they want to. It's because they have to. Because they have to pay themselves. They have to pay for the materials. They have to pay for a website. They have to pay for shipping fees. It's a lot that they have to come out of pocket for, and sometimes business owners are eating certain costs. So I will never ever question a business owner. More specifically, I will never ever question a small business owner, and I will never frown about their prices ever again, because I know what it's like as a small business owner. Like, oh, this wasn't no duck walk. This wasn't easy, and I just dipped my toe into the water. I didn't really even get in. I didn't even get to the deep end. We wasn't even knee deep yet. So I'm realizing, oh, this is some work, right? And people think that entrepreneurship is so easy. Mind y'all, that is just the basics. We haven't even got into marketing. We haven't got into marketing, because as a business owner, you have to market. So now you got to find a way to market your products, whether that's paying influencers, that is building a brand, which is hard, because not only am I trying to build a YouTube brand, I'm trying to build a whole brand for a business, right? I haven't even got into marketing yet. So I'm like, okay, how am I going to do pictures, right? How am I going to market these phone cases? How am I going to... And then you also have competition. You have to think of the competition. Why? Because you want your products to sell. So now you're like, how am I going to beat the competition? What makes me so different? What makes me stand out? And I didn't even really get to think of that. And like I said, my hat goes off to business owners, because I now got to see what really goes on behind the scenes. And as a freelancer, and as a content creator, right? Because that's what they consider content creation, a freelancer, right? This is not easy, let alone running a business on top of that, because that's more money. I know now as a influencer, content creator, whatever you call me, and I'm not even in the big leagues. It's costly. You have to pay for editing equipment, editing software. If you want to push your videos, sometimes you pay for, like, I don't know if you guys ever see Boost Your Content, and you'll pay for like sponsor ads. You have to pay for that stuff. So imagine business owners when they're trying to run a business, and that's their livelihood and that's their bread and butter. It is a lot. And I will never knock an entrepreneur's hustle. I remember, like, when I would go to the malls, right, and I would see like the people who had the kiosk, and they would be chasing down people in the mall, and I'd be like, that shit is so annoying. Why are they doing that? Like, that is so stupid. Like, why? But now I see, as an entrepreneur, it's not easy to get your business off the ground. It's not easy. You're spending a lot of money to try to keep your business afloat. So you have to push your shit like crack in the 80s, because, bro, like, if not, you don't eat. It's a lot of money you spending for websites, to shipping, to materials, to labor. You have to pay yourself labor. It's a lot that's going into it, and this is your bread and butter. So for the people that's really passionate about entrepreneurship, I take my hat off to you, and I really commend you guys for keep going. And I feel like it's very easy to judge, or it's very easy to talk about people's businesses and why they charge so much and why they do this, and when you don't own a business. And the reason I also feel like I wasn't really into it was because I wasn't passionate. Like I said, it started off as a hobby, and that goes back to what I'm saying too, because you are now it's different. Now it's different when it's a hobby, because it's just you. If I mess up on a phone case, okay, it's my phone case. But now you got people who can leave reviews, dispute charges, who can be upset with their purchase because you're not passionate about it. You didn't put your all into it. You didn't do your best, right? It's a lot that goes into it. It's a lot of mental turmoil as well, because you're thinking about keeping yourself afloat, marketing, angry customers. It's a lot that you just have to think about and consider when you are stepping into that lane. I was just like, people think it looks easy, like, oh, this person, they're driving a G-Wagon and oh, this, that, but that person probably put a lot into it. It's not easy. And if you are a true entrepreneur and you want to put your best foot forward, you're putting a lot of time and effort into stuff. It's not just slapped together. I didn't just want to slap things together. So now that was the big thing. I had to design a website. I'm thinking like, how am I going to design a website, or how do I want to do this? And then I was just like, you know what? Let me halt a little bit, because I'm not passionate about it and I don't know how big my business is going to be, right? So before I get to spending all this money, let me really check the temperature. And yes, people ask about it till this day, like, oh, how much do you charge for this? Would you sell it to me? And it's like, no. I realized that I did not want to be an entrepreneur. Like, no. Not right now, not at this phase in my life, because I'm trying to build a YouTube brand and I just want to build that first and get my name out there first, rather than trying to build a YouTube brand, trying to build a business for myself. I just didn't want to do it, and I wasn't passionate about it. And I realized that I wasn't going to give it my all, and I just felt like that would be a lot of money to be investing into something for me to not give it my all, or for me to not be passionate about it. So I just didn't want to do it. Will I revisit it later? Maybe. But I don't think it's something I want to do. I don't think it's something to just be played with. I don't think it's something to be taken lightly. It's your livelihood. It's people that's spending their money. It's people that's dependent on you. It's people that's dependent on good product, good quality. I just think that my heart had to be in it. My heart was not in it. But like I said, my respect for business owners went up times 1,000. I would never knock business owners. Like, I remember, like I said, going to the mall, and the people who had like businesses like kiosks, they'd be like, try my sample or do this. And I used to be like, why are they doing that? That's so thirsty. Or like, why are you chasing people down? But now I get it. I will never frown at them. I will never judge people for that. I will never look down on that, because it's a lot that goes into entrepreneurship, and until you experience it, you won't know. And I'm so glad I got to be on both sides as the consumer, and I got to be on side as the business owner, and I got to see it was a lot of work, and that was just for me dipping my toe in. I didn't even go full throttle. I didn't even really get myself out there. I didn't really promote myself either, because I realized, oh, this is a lot. And I think that people just sometimes think like they see the glitz and the glamour, and they think, oh, you know, that business owner, that it's so easy. And it's like, girl, no, it's not. You got to be passionate. I feel like to start a business, you got to be passionate. Unless you're trying to be a scammer, you got to pay for a website. You got to pay for graphic designs to make your website pop, because that's what people's gonna see. That's their introduction to you when they go on your website, right? You don't want no whack website, so you got to pay for that. You got to pay for marketing to get your product out there. You have to pay for materials. Tariffs got imposed, so stuff was way more. You got to go up, and sometimes people don't want to pay that. I think that it just made me respect hustle and the grind even more. Yeah, that's what I learned. Like, it's costly, it's expensive. It's not just a 1, 2, 3, a get rich quick scheme. And the real business owners will prevail. So if you are starting a business, good luck. I wish you all the best. I know you're gonna do amazing. And for all the people that's like going through a slow season right now, I know the economy's kind of shaky. People don't really have money to splurge, and some people may not have a lot of disposable income, but keep going. Tag some of your businesses down below. I do style clothes. I like to style. So if you have any clothing brand that you are launching, I will style some outfits for you guys. So just like, you know, I'll virtually style them. So leave your links down below. I want to see y'all. I want to know who y'all are. Talk to me in the comments. I want to get to know some of y'all. So yeah, you guys know I'm all for entrepreneurship. I'm all for stuff like that. Just not in that sector. I'm more so for content creation. That's my lane. That's where I'm going to stay for right now. But you guys who have whole businesses and LLCs and stuff, I'm gonna stay out that I don't want to rumble. You know, I don't want to rumble. I don't want to get in the lion's den. So I'm gonna stay over here, boo. But yeah, keep going. I hope you guys have thriving businesses. And like I said, follow me on all social media platforms at the girl with a flower name. I also virtually style outfits on Instagram. My Instagram for that is at fashionably on time with 2 E's on time. And I want to thank you guys for being here. I want to thank you guys for supporting me. And I want to thank you guys every time you guys comment, show love, share my videos. Thank you so much. It means the world to me. Make sure you thumbs up this video. And I'm going to see you guys in my next one. Bye.